classrooms and stuff. It's such a delight to even listen to the word Gender Championship Club. I think this is the first of the kind in the whole of Karnataka. And a big applause to it. I was super impressed. And the best part, in the club, I thought there were only 3 women, but there were 2 boys and 2 girls. On the student side as well. Along with, That was very impressive. That's a very well thought club, ma'am. Kudos to you. You might have just learned about me that I work with the UN, right? And mostly on gender issues, correct? And then on developmental issues. When we got independence, the whole world doubted that India cannot be held together because of its diverse nature. Like, people can't get along. So much diversity, so many languages spoken, so many different cultures. Some of them talking to each other, so many different religions. So how can they stay together? The whole world was skeptical about it. Then what happened? We had our constitution. It's only a constitution which held India together. Every time there was a war, every time there was a natural disaster, earthquake, whatever, the whole world was waiting for India to wither away. But it didn't. We all held it together. It's just about, the Indianness we all have in us, but we are being tolerant. Tolerant is not even the word. It should be accepting. Accepting our differences. Correct? And moving on, seeing diversity as a beauty of India. Correct? Not as a weakness. That's the main reason we are together. We are developing a very strong nation. And today we are where we are. Because if you know, the literacy rate when India got independence was only 12%. And women, I think I can almost see 50% women here. I'm super impressed because actually I should not be, because it should be equally, it should be 50 and 50, but compared to other places, compared to other degrees, when it comes to science and other things, having almost equal number of women in business school is a big deal. Coming to diversity, again, we were defining it, correct? Tell me the areas, all the different kinds of, how you identify yourself. ethnicity, right? So ethnicity is a thing. Now, if you are in a group of pan-Indian community, what is it that defines you? Your state, your language, correct? So just a mixed group. Your gender is the most important thing that you identify with, correct? Then what else? Aptitude, let's put it as education. Education makes a difference, right? Attitude. So now we are actually not coming to personal traits. We're only defining your identity. Getting my point? The diversity comes with your identity. So now let's start. Your origin, rural or urban, does it matter? Does it matter? Yeah. Then the language matters. The geography matters. Like state, you said. Within the state, rural and urban matters. Which district you are from matters. All of this matters. What does these things give you? Your caste matters. Your religion matters. Matters or not? In where you are today. What is it you get out of these categories? Identity. To be honest, caste is not something, or religion is not something that should define your identity, correct? Now comes your individual traits should define your identity. But sadly, now, we people are distinguished using these things. But what I'm expecting out of you is, each of these identity, it's mixed. There's one student here, your name please? Vaishali. Okay, so Vaishali might have different identities in these category. Another, say student, a female student, might have common with her in terms of gender. But in terms of other identities, it must be different. Correct? The same with men. Must be a male student, but the identities are different. But what are these things which brought you here? There are two things you need to remember. Each of these identities either give you privileges or create barriers for you. Do you agree with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? When you are a woman, there are a lot of barriers that comes along with it. When it comes to that, being a male is a privilege. But when it comes to socio-economic status, whether it is a male, a rich female, or a male belonging to a poor community, there is a difference in the privileges. Correct? When it comes to safety, men are more safer than women. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
When it comes to education, how people invest more in boys than in girls. Thinking, about the return of investment. I'm talking in your language, the business language. I don't have a master's in business administration, so forgive me if I go wrong. My master's was in public policy. So next, what I want to tell you a story before I start. And then you will tell me what all were the barriers, how different it would be if her identity were different. And this story is a real story. It happened to a woman who I knew. Okay? So this girl was brought in as a domestic help when she was around 10 or something. She was like 2-3 years elder to me. Okay? As a child labor, maybe. And then this happened to one of my, I was quite young back then. And we used to play when, there is festivals and all of them get together. That is when I could meet her. It's a far relative who had her